there are moments when the end times feel like they're upon us. I know everyone says this. Oh, dear God. Our dear friend Jay Arnold on Twitter does this all the time. The lamenting, the wailing and gnashing of teeth. Like, there are people on Twitter that remind me of, like, monks that lash themselves with fucking spiked whips, you know, the cat of nine tails. I'm so terrible, Lord, and I know you're coming tomorrow afternoon, so I want you to know that I take my sins seriously. God, kind of, this is exciting, actually. I'm kind of getting a boner. You know, those kind of monks, you know who I'm talking to. Hey, monks, if you're watching the show, yeah, I'm talking to you. So there are those folks that, and I was like, for the longest time, I would hear about those kind of things, and I was like, the loons, Norman, the loons. Yes, I would worry that I'm like, where? Well, I would wonder, like, where? How do people come up with that shit? How do people get to that point where they're like, I know, I'll smack myself, you know, for the Lord. And then you look at Twitter, and there's a habitual reassurance matrix around people who say, I'm exhausted. This is terrible. This is the end. The destruction is coming. With the burning down, right? Happens all the time. And people go, oh, poor baby, or oh, me too. It's a social building exercise at that point. So you're building a group of friends by like, hey, this is our exhaustion semicircle. We would have a whole circle, but those people, they passed out already. Just kind of leans out. It's like a floppy circle. Anyways, happened to anybody. So those people are kind of like the lightweight slacktivist version. It feels good when you stop, right? Never start then. I always feel that way. All right. So yes, I always have that. Even though I don't flog personally, I always walk around with that post-flog feeling. It's nice. I think you're onto something, Kaling. I think ultimately I am I am clearly someone who walks around with that, you know, freshly flogged feeling. The hashtag triple F. Beat myself senseless. Right. Well, maybe that's it. So you keep to desensitize yourself. All right. Now, and who does that better than our who self-flagellates better about the end times than our dear friends at Flashpoint? Now, for those of you that don't know, there's a mix-up of folks today. We only got Skank Kuhneman today of the regulars and Gene the Jesus Machine. And these three guys, I think we've seen him before, but I don't remember their names. They don't have nicknames yet. We'll have to whip those out at some point. This guy is creeping me the fuck out. Like this guy looks like a priest who closes the door on you when you're seeking help during the Omen. When you're like running from Rottweilers and you're like banging on the church and the door opens and this guy goes, help, he's coming from anywhere. Shump. That's what that guy looks like. Seriously. Look at that fucking, like, guilty. Just evil looking, creepy dude. And this guy looks like he's selling timeshares in heaven. Right? So, Jesse Duplantis, right. We'll figure it out. And then this guy's got future BTK killer of America look about him. I fit in perfectly. No one suspected me. Anyways, so it looks Russian, right? But apparently Trump calls in. Oh, Dutch Sheets. Oh, God. Dutch Sheets. Jeff Duplantis. Jesse Duplantis. So I'm curious. You're curious. Dear God, help us all. Gene the Jesus Machine. I think he's teasing a long-form interview where Trump calls in. He's always got that red phone on his desk, like they're in the fucking Bat Cave as his personal butler. Yeah, I think they always use the red phone, and then they leave it off the hook to keep the illusion. Don't hang up the phone. People will think he's gone. Like, people wrote in, how come Trump was still talking and you'd hung up the phone? I do think we need a guest host for this segment, though. Full-on guest host. because I just feel it's only fair. Hey, how y'all doing? Let me tell you something. Tell you what, buddy. I love me some Flashpoint. I bought a fleshlight once because I thought it was like a home game version of this show because I can't spell all that well. And let me tell you, it was in some ways superior. If you get me. And I think that you do. Okay, now, here we go. Okay, now. But let's see you through there. Tell us what's up, Gene the Jesus Machine.
Trump was going to call in, so I want to play a quick piece of that. Just bear with me. It was 4:30 in the morning when he called. Okay.
Oh, hey, that's the same thing that happened to the mess D'Souza, man. That's why the mess got all, he looked all fucked up. Did you see him the other day in that clip? He's all watery-eyed, had his glass, didn't have time to put his fucking contacts in, had a throw-on shirt sitting in the wrong set. And he's like, I'm here to talk to Mr. Trump. We're so happy to have you on here. Jesus Christ, get me some coffee. Apparently, Trump is on this, like, get gacked up on stimulants, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning in a flop sweat, and call Gene the Jesus Machine. But at least now I know why I got a busy signal the other night. I'm not taking it personally, Gene. I know you do your best.
Okay.
Hi. Hold on one second. I have a special visitor. Love you. In a moment. No, I already ate at the airport because I was waiting. So, feel free to order something. Some girl came in here. She was like all pretty and stuff. She's smooching on me. It's so good. You know what, Gene? I don't need you to get my prayers answered. I'm just saying. I do not. I've got it all hooked up. Come on now. Here we go. Now, what was he saying? Okay, so what he's saying, Trump called him at 4:30 in the morning, gacked up on stimulants, and yeah, there you go.
So, watch this.
Wow.
Oh boy, it's good. I've never seen Gene in his PJs before.
President Trump, how would you? Inflation is rampant, as you know. It's even the numbers. All economists agree that it's probably a lot worse than what's being reported.
Yeah, it has to be, man. Too many people are going to dinner and going to football games and watching movies and re-upping Netflix and buying fleshlights and stuff like that. Obviously, they just don't know how bad it is because they keep on spending money on stuff and doing stuff and getting stuff and being stuff. How are we going to scare them away from trying?
What would you do to help?
What? Yeah, tell him. And don't worry, Gene, he's going to give you specifics. He's going to give you one of his 3-point plans. Point number 1, it was better when I was there, which really isn't a forward-moving point, but context, Gene, context. Point number 2, I was going to make it better while I was there. If I'd have just kept going, if I was in office, it had just been magically better because I was there. Point taken. And number 3, I have a plan to fix it. 2 weeks.
Help inflation. How can we turn this sort of thing around?
Turn this thing around. Love to see projection. Come on and I'm sorry, I do that every time.
So we were energy independent 2 years
What I say, point number 1.
ago. We were going to be within about 3 months energy dominant. We were going to dominate everybody.
Oh, we're going to spank them. We're going to take them Saudis and go, come on. Come on. We were going to go like, get that oil out of the ground. Get it out. Move over, polar bears. Come on. There was some pristine land that has some goo under it. We're going to fucking put a spigot in that shit.
We're already number 1. And
We are number 1, man. We're never going to stop being number 1. We're the best. Go America. Yay, team. Except now everything sucks. It's the worst it's ever been. I don't know how we're going to live through it. It's absolute shit.
brought it to number 1.
Yeah, we were almost number 1, but then we got number 1, and then the tape where he was doing number 1 never came out, which I feel disappointed about.
And I filled up the reserves, you know that, and now they're being emptied. They're being emptied at a level. He just took 15 million barrels out yesterday, he announced.
Oh my God, He took 15 million barrels out of the reserve, out of 640 million barrels. Shit. Oh dear. If he does that every quarter, in 7 years, we might only have one more year left. I'm sorry, whenever I do math, I smell that smell that a fresh Band-Aid makes when you open up fresh Band-Aids. You're like, that weird smell, and then my right leg goes to sleep. Don't study math, kids. It's the devil's instrument.
And that wasn't meant to lower prices for an election. That was meant for the military. That was meant for nuclear and war and things.
Yes, yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but our nuclear missiles run on diesel. And they all got, hey, these are American nuclear missiles. Fuck you, man. They got a Slim Pickens doll on the front of them going, hee-haw, hee-haw. And then they literally go, right before they land.
It's like that. But even that, it's a small amount relative to what you'd need. So it's not going to have much of an effect. It's horrible.
Okay.
Well, what they've done to the...
it's horrible what they've done to the reserves.
Strategic reserves.
Oh.
But I would very, very strongly get them drilling, and that will be the beginning of lowering the inflation. There are other things also.
We're at 98% of our drilling capacity already. But the profits from the oil industry are through the fucking roof. Now, they were in the shitter before, so it kind of evens out. You know what I mean? You got to pay your investors with something. You weren't able to pay them for like a year and a half. So you're going to have to pull profits and pay them off because they basically invested in your company to get it off the fucking ground and drill some shit. And it's really, I mean, look, I know what y'all are thinking. Fekish, man. What is he talking about? It ain't even about how much we're drilling. There's enough oil. It's the refining that keeps the gas prices high. And he's got to answer for that, folks. Okay? So what if we got plenty of oil and we're at almost 100% where we were in 2018 and ahead of other countries? That's not important. The important thing is that we're behind on refining, and he's got an answer for that, which is so.
The biggest thing is if you get your energy costs down, because energy is so big.
It's very big.
So all-invasive.
It is all inflative.
So powerful. And if that comes down in half or much less, I had it down to $1.87 a gallon. And then these guys blew it. All they had to do was leave it the way.
Yeah, all they had to do was not vaccinate the fucking country. If everybody had just stayed home the way they were and not gone anywhere, if we hadn't reopened all the fucking cruise ships and planes didn't go back up in the air and people weren't buying stuff that required trucking, and if they'd have just left it alone, man. Americans, what the fuck is the matter with you? Stay the fuck home and stop doing stuff. You're blowing the whole... We had a plan, man. We're going to bring oil down to nothing by essentially eliminating the American consumer. Now, hear me out. It's a strategy. It'll work.
The way it was.
It's true. All they had to do was leave it the way it was.
Yeah, just leave COVID alone. Just leave the lockdowns in place. And what more could you want? Don't ask me. Ask Skank. Bang, bang, Skank. Skank's dead. Fire it up. Fire it up. Smokes and road beers. Be quick. I love the crow.
Jesse, we talked to you last time you were on. We talked to you about energy. This is the second time I've talked to President.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. They talk to Jesse knows energy, man. He's got lots of it.
Trump, and he said the first thing he would do is energy, and this time he said and close the border.
You just want me to trust you on that? That's what he said? He said close the border. Close it. Nobody gets through. No legal immigration, no shipping, no trucks. All the business Texas does with Mexico, shut that shit off. That's the plan? Okay. Operation Island America. Got you.
Do you agree with what President Trump's saying there?
Of course he does. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to answer for you, but I can. Do you think he'd be in one of these fucking boxes if he didn't, you dumb son of a bitch? Gene, don't be an asshole. You will, look, you do not get to be on Flashpoint unless you're pretty sure that Jesus looks like Trump's butthole.
I do agree, because you see, the world runs on energy. Gene.
Yes, it does run on energy and the love of the Lord, but more energy.
47 miles from where I'm sitting here.
40? Damn, I thought I had an accent. I know that's supposed to say Jesse DeSantis Ministries, but it looks like mini-series. And I just would not sign up for clean flicks if that's one of them. It scares me. Also, I'm just going to go with, he looks like a dinner theater Hannibal Lecter.
It's a place called Fouchon. And there's valves out there with oil. All we got to do, listen, all we got to do is turn the valve.
Yeah, man, go do it. You know, tell you what, Gene, get your Tercel, fire it up, head over there, pick up Jesse, drive out into Fouchon, in the middle of it, hop the fence, sneak over there, get yourself a monkey wrench, loosen that little securing bolt, and then give that stuff a waggle and just let that oil flow out right into the river. Why aren't we doing that? That seems like a great plan.
The valve on and the oil starts flowing. The pipelines are already there. Turn it on. You see, but I know the president has power, but I don't think any person, whether a president, a congressman, should have the power to shut down a company in a free nation. See,
they don't. They didn't shut these fucking things down, dummy. You got to crew these fucking things. You don't just open the spigot and the oil just magically sprouts up in the sky, bounces off a fucking rainbow, and turns into 95 octane, you prick.
See what I'm saying? Now, we
No, I don't know what you're fucking saying. All we know is that you and Gene are planning to go out in the middle of a goddamn field and turn a valve.
have to submit to authority, but we have to be people of authority. And it's amazing to me that if we quit thinking about ourselves and what we want to do, and I believe in clean energy, I believe in all those things, but I've learned something that you can't jump all hurdles at one time. You got to run the race. See, so till you can get there, I mean, all we got to do, we got the cleanest oil anywhere in the world. And it's amazing to me that these people that seem to be from Yale, Harvard, Princeton, Duke, Columbia, the blue bloods, ain't got enough sense to pour water out of a boot. My Lord, man, when people are trying to just make a living, you bring energy prices down, you're going to bring inflation down.
Yeah, you know what? That's the kind of common sense you got to talk about. They don't know which end of a boot the water pours out of or something. Look, you got people. They're tired. These people are tired. And one thing we know about undiluted cocaine is it wakes you up. And anybody with common sense knows that people who are awake and doing their job are better than people who are tired doing their job. And kids focus better when they're awake, and you can't guarantee a good night's sleep, but we've got this resource in the form of God's own white powder that we could just, I don't know, maybe we go door to door. You and me, Gene, will hop a fence and open up this valve on the water supply, and we'll just dump stimulants into that and help the world wake up, because that'll give people energy as well. It's a great plan. I don't see what could go wrong.
You're going to bring food costs down. You're going to bring everything down because we have to truck it. We have to ship it. We have to fly it. We have to put it.
We got to truck it, man. Preach.
Boats, all those different things. It's a very simple thing. Very, very simple, but
it's very simple. It's very simple. We have to boat and truck these things. We got to go eastbound and down, okay? Obviously, all the shit that was coming from China ain't coming anymore, largely. Or if it is, it's like the last shipment of it. So people are like, all right, that's the last time we're getting that cheap shit. So it's going to be more expensive to make other stuff, and that's going to keep us in an inflated situation for a couple of years until they can reshore factories or find other suppliers or build factories in other places where there's low labor costs, likened to what there was in China. But what the fuck do I know? I didn't go to Harvard.
When you think more about yourself than the American people, this is the kind of problems you're going to have.
Fuck, I knew it was my fault, but I had no idea. I apologize, everybody. I was just thinking of myself. Why was I just thinking of myself? You're so right, Jesse. I was just thinking of me. I wasn't thinking about all you guys. I wasn't thinking about the community. You know what we should form is some sort of commune. We should get together and, I don't know, maybe there's a system based on us working in a community-based system, I don't know, like he's suggesting, where everybody just acts in a selfless way and we just all agree on the divvying up of tasks that, I don't know what that's called, but somebody should name that.
So true. So true. You know that you.
It is true. Just say it's true enough times, it'll feel true. That's how you know what I mean? I've talked myself into a lot of nights where, sure, it was a mistake, but at least I wasn't lonely.
You quoted my dad there about pouring out of a boot. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, obviously he knows the quote from your father better than you do. But then he spent more time with your mom. Hey, oh, look out. Come on now.
Except I heard it a different way growing up, and I'll just leave that right there.
Yeah, he was going to lose his boot in your ass, I think is what he said.
Yeah, I said that.
So what you're saying is corporal punishment doesn't work, and if you spare the rod, the child could still be a prick, so why not?
All right, well, you know, one of the things that you mentioned just there, Jesse, about clean oil, and I believe it was you.
Yes, and we all pooped a little when you said it, because we were like, you ever when you're like, oh shit, and you literally shit because the oh shit is so intense? Clean oil. Yeah, why don't you just wash in the stuff, man? It's like palm olive, man. Some oil, like olive oil, you know. I heard the Greeks use that as lube. You know what I mean? Some oil is fine.
You the first time that said it, and I'm ignorant in this area.
Well, that's, you know, obviously it's like a collect all five situation, Glenn, on most topics.
I'm getting better, but understanding.
No, you are not. I have been watching, for the record, and I love you, Gene. I do. I love every inch of your gigantic fucking forehead, and I wish in some ways that I could just play I could take your show and broadcast it onto your forehead while I'm watching your show so I could see it twice.
Clean versus dirty oil. Some of the dirtiest oil that we're getting is what he's doing from Venezuela. Is that correct?
That is correct. I mean, you know, if you think of
No, we ain't getting that oil from Venezuela, motherfucker. They put that out on the market.
About it, it's fossil fuels. You know, I remember years ago they said, boy, if gas gets to $1 a gallon, if we can get it to $2 a gallon, we can clean it up and never pollute. Well, I really think that we got scientists, we know how to do those things.
No. I don't want to get all colloquial on you guys, but that was what was commonly referred to as bullshit.
Bullshit detected. Take precaution.
You don't have to tell me, man. I was fucking there.
It takes money to do that, but in the process.
Yeah, so we just got to keep raising the price of oil, and one day, if we get the price of a gallon of gas up high enough, it'll magically become clean.
All you have to do really is to turn the valves on, and
yeah, and it comes out. Just you know what? The best way to transport is just send your kids over and have them take a big pull off the valve. Just fill your kid's belly, and then they go over and have them just pee it out someplace, and it comes out as medium grade octane. You have to treat it to make it for sports cars,
and
or have a really tall kid. I don't know how it works.
Put this gigantic America back to work. You can say put America first, call it what you want, but all of a sudden just think about American people. Think about kids that, bless God, can get back in school instead of listening to these blue bloods so much, and they've done.
Kids are back in school. I would like to say they have been back in school for 2 fucking years. Everywhere. Nobody's out of school. Nobody's been out of school, even in the most strict districts, since a fucking over a year ago. The fuck are you talking about?
Dumbed down on the children. They were saying that now, and they said, "Well, my God, that's why we got to put them, put them over here. They can't go here. They can't do this. We got."
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They put them over here. They can't do this. They can't do that. That's what I said. That's how they ended up there in the first place.
Enough sense to know what to do. Do we have the authority? Do we have the courage to go do it? And that's when.
Yeah, let's stop fucking around, Jesse. You and me. I'm heading there right now. God damn it. I'm coming over. Jesse, man, you and me, we're going out to that field. I'm going to turn that fucking valve, buddy. We ain't just talk shit. Let's do this. Come on. I'm going to try. I'll see you fuckers later. I'm not going to do the rest of the clip. I got to finish the clip. All right, I'll finish the clip. And then, Jesse, I'm coming, man. I'm coming. I'm going to drive up there tonight, man. I'll see you in fucking Tulsa. Where the fuck is it? I don't know where the fuck he does his thing. I want to drive all the way to Tulsa and find out he's in Omaha. Not again.
What I'm talking about. And I believe America does. I know God does. But I want to.
Yeah, obviously God does because he's all-knowing. So there's that. Yeah. I mean, I guess God knows what you're talking about since he technically knows everything. Yeah.
I'm going to say this real quickly. I had a person.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Tell me this the other day, and I've been saying this for quite a few weeks. But Jesse, everything's falling apart. No, it's not. Everything's falling in place.
That's right. That's right. This is exactly how it should be. Sometimes you gotta make a broken egg omelet to learn that your pan doesn't work.
Jesus is coming. They can say what they want. He is coming. This is all coming together. And if you really want to know what they're going to
right now, over me.
say on the news tomorrow, go to Matthew 24 and just read it. It's coming down, see? And Jesus is coming. But that doesn't mean.
Yeah, but you don't have an approximate day, because I got plans to make. I mean, you want kids in school. I mean, are they preparing for the rapture, or are they going to soccer camp next year? I mean, people got to make plans. You can't just spring the rapture on me apropos of fucking nothing, man. And according to Matthew 23, I think is where it says, no man shall know the hour of the day, only God in heaven knows, not even the Son knows, which means Jesus doesn't even know when he's coming back. Why the fuck would you, buddy?
That we just drop everything. No, we still occupy till he comes. I hope I'm not preaching too much here, but
yeah, you're definitely over quota. Do they have like a game show buzzer or something they can give all these assholes? That guy's writing it down. Like, oh shit, he's coming. Pencil in, Jesus will be here. Week from Wednesday, approximately. Not really sure.
I mean, to get an election to understand things, you have to understand. You have to be strong. You can't be saying, well.
Oh, don't worry. I am. I'm holding this desk up with my ding-a-ling. So, I mean, it's not just strength. It's concentration that really is the key.
Well, no. You have to be strong. No.
All right. I will be.
No matter what. A fight you want, a fight you're going to get.
But I mean, I forget what Bible verse that is, but Jesus said something like that.
We don't want to fight.
All right. Yeah, we have to occupy. I love that you said that, because that's, we're not looking for the next train out, but we're going to take it if it's coming. We got to occupy.
Where do we get tickets for the rapture? I just want to know. And honestly, are they going to charge us for a carry-on the same amount as a check bag? I mean, Spirit Airlines, I feel like that's a sign. Spirit Airlines makes you pay for every fucking thing. And does the Holy Spirit, is it Holy Spirit Airline? Do they do the same thing?
Occupy until he comes. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, time for some hope and change.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. I can't. I got to prepare for the rapture, man. I got to go. So, anyways, hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, y'all. so I can come back if you want to see me again. Thumbs up. Write a little something in the comments section. Something like Ficus is sexy. Why doesn't he have an OnlyFans? Stuff like that. And don't forget, take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And I'll see you guys in the upcoming show. Sorry, you have to understand, there's a weight limit going to heaven, and I just don't want to be carrying an extra load. And quite frankly, I know you're like, gas doesn't fucking weigh anything. Ficus, what's wrong with you? Like, yeah, but you pass through a narrow passage. You know that straight and narrow thing? You gotta slim out, man. You're not gonna fit. Trust me. Thanks, guys, for watching. You guys are wonderful. Appreciate hanging out with you again. And I am going to, I've gotten a couple of requests. So I am going to set up, and it might be temporary. We'll see. But I'm going to set up a Rumble stream just to fuck with these people so that it starts showing up in the feed over there. It costs money, though, so hopefully it pays off in the long term. But anyways, that's part of the plan. I think it's going to start next week. But anyways, I love you guys. Please, please, please don't let the doom sprayers get you. Keep your head up. And if you haven't voted yet, please do. And if you already have voted, promote the shit out of everybody else voting. Make sure they do. Harangue your friends to vote. Make sure they've done it. Be a dick. It's okay. But the important thing is remember, and if you don't know who to choose in a situation, you got a ballot in front of you, and you're presented with a choice that you believe is the lesser of two evils. Choose less evil. See you tomorrow.